What's up, Steeler Nation, and anyone else who may be viewing? Thank you for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. And it looks like we have an answer to the question that I asked on this past Terrible Towel Tuesday. The main topic of the night was, will the Pittsburgh Steelers pay Diontae Johnson? And for those of you guys that don't know, we got an answer to that question today as Diontae Johnson receives a 2-year extension. So basically, he will be with the Steelers for the next 3 seasons, including this season, 2023 and 2024. Now, let me pull up my handy-dandy, trustworthy phone here so I can get you guys the actual information in terms of the contract. I had it here, and I seem to have lost it, so I'm sorry about that, but give me 2 seconds and I'll get right to it. And then basically, guys, what we'll do is we'll talk about, how I feel about it, and, in terms of him being signed and the length of the deal, et cetera, and I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts as well. So basically what it is, man, is Diontae Johnson, I have it right here. Let me pull up the actual numbers. And this is all being reported, by the way. It's all being reported. At the moment, we still have to wait to get the particulars, but the particulars are kind of coming out. But in total, it's a 2-year extension worth $36.71 million. So that would basically be the extension and what it's worth. So pretty much what's happening is Diontae Johnson is getting paid. It's going to be $27 million guaranteed. And basically it's saying that it ranks at about 27th amongst all receivers in terms of guaranteed money, and also his yearly average, his annual yearly average or what have you, is right about 18.3. So it's saying it puts him roughly at about 17th as far as the highest paid receivers in the league. So again, what we're looking at, his yearly average is about 18.3. He's going to get $27 million guaranteed. And the full contract was, it was 36.71, I believe. So, listen, first of all, what I'm going to do is give Diontae Johnson a round of applause. I'm always in favor of young men getting their money when they're playing in a billion-dollar industry. Never going to be mad at that. So, round of applause to Diontae Johnson. Not going to be mad at that at all. And also, let me give one more round of applause to Omar Khan. Omar Khan has been rather busy, as you can see, getting deals done early and often, not waiting until the end of training camp or the week before the actual, season starts. We know it took a long time with TJ Watt. We knew TJ Watt was going to get paid, but it took a long time in terms of the offseason leading up to the beginning of the season before he actually got paid. And look at how Omar Khan is handling this situation here. The Minka situation, getting Chris Boswell extended, and now Diontae Johnson. And again, some people didn't think that Diontae Johnson would get a contract. I just spoke on it on Tuesday. Again, Terrible Towel Tuesday. For you guys that are new to the channel, that's what the phone number is in reference to. I have a live show that I do on Tuesdays where you can call in, and that's what all of that is for. Because I know some of you guys have asked me, why do you always have that border or what have you in your Steeler videos? Well, that's what it's for. But anyway, I just talked about how I wasn't sure if the Steelers would pay him, especially long term, because, you could possibly have another receiver, maybe a George Pickens or maybe some other kid who's in college right now, who could very well take place or at least fill the void of a Diontae Johnson. You see what these receivers are doing nowadays. A lot of these young guys are coming out and they're balling. You see a lot of these young guys who just recently got paid in terms of the guys who are right around the same age, maybe a year or so younger in some cases than Diontae Johnson. You look at his counterparts, his peers, these guys like Deebo Samuels, and, dudes of that nature who are getting paid. But you also look at the younger crop of, these receivers, the Justin Jeffersons of the world, the Jamar Chases of the world, and many others. And you seeing what these guys are doing, and these guys are on their first contract. You understand what I'm saying? So the wide receiver position seems to be where you can definitely acquire talent that's at least filling the void of what you might be missing. However, I'm always in favor of a team having as many talented guys as possible. You know, Omar Khan said that he wanted Diontae Johnson to be in Pittsburgh, and he made it happen. And what's interesting about it, it looks like the two sides were able to agree on what would be a very favorable, contract for the Steelers in terms of yearly average. But then also, I look at it from this standpoint. It gives Diontae Johnson the opportunity to get another payday, because after the 2024 season, he could become a free agent and can potentially get another payday there. So I think this was a give and take situation where Diontae Johnson played his hand. Listen, I'm going to get some money right now, more money than I've ever had, which is still a good thing. $27 million guaranteed. I'm more than likely going to finish out the contract, so I'm going to walk away with a total with the extension of $36 million. And then I'm young enough to get back in the free agency conversation. And whether that be with Pittsburgh or another team, if he continues to play the way he has, and if he continues to just, be an asset to a team or to this team, he's going to earn himself some money 3 seasons from now. So those are my thoughts on it. And I just wanted to bring up a couple things, man. Let me pull up my notes here. I know, a lot of people give Diontae Johnson a rough time, or, Steeler Nation has a hard time saying that, is he worth it or what have you. I want you guys to consider a couple things. Did Diontae Johnson have some drops early in his career? Yes. Did Diontae Johnson clean up his drops last season? Yes. Did Diontae Johnson have some situations late in the season last year where the drops returned? Yes. However, when you put it in perspective, it says here that Diontae Johnson only had 5 drops last season. 5. That's not bad. Excuse me. Only 5. And there were plenty of receivers, even well-known top-name guys, who had more than 5 drops. So, in retrospect, when you look at it like that, it's not like he had a horrendous season in terms of drops. Only 5 drops. Now, some of them were, we could arguably, it could be argued that a couple of them might have been in key situations, which you can't have that. I think he had a drop in the game against the Chiefs in the playoffs. I get all of that. Diontae Johnson definitely has to be more clutch. But when you look at the total of what he did, right now it says that Diontae Johnson is roughly 24th in drops in year 2021. He was 24th, right? He was 10th in yards, and he's ranked right now, they have him listed as 6th overall receiver in terms of his performance in 2021. Diontae Johnson had career high yards, catches, and touchdowns. He finished the year with 1,161 yards, 107 catches, and 8 touchdowns. And he's 10th overall, like I said, in yards. And excuse me if I said that already, but I'm just reading my notes here. But so I told you guys where he was going to come in. I told you that Diontae Johnson was more than likely going to be anywhere from 16 to 20 million per year type of receiver. And it turned out to be exactly that, right? And again, you got to give a shout out to Omar Khan, man, for making the money work. 18.3, very favorable deal, man, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the way it's structured. Again, all of the particulars should come out. Maybe some of you guys already have it. But again, if the yearly average is at 18.3, it falls right in line with the market value. So regardless of how some of you guys may feel about Diontae Johnson, it's the business. It's the business. And his talent, his production is right up there in the top 10 of receivers in 2021. And when you see all of these other guys getting paid, that's the nature of the business. So I know diehard Steelers fans like myself, some of you guys are sick right now. I'm not, but some of you guys are sick because you just feel like they shouldn't have wasted the money, or it was a waste. It's the business. You cannot deny Diontae Johnson's talent. And if I have one critique, I would say I would like him to be more clutch. But I've been saying for how many years now that he was a number one receiver? I've been saying that for 2 seasons, that he was the Steelers' number one receiver. And he got paid as such. But like I said, it's not a bad deal for the Steelers, nor Diontae Johnson. I'm cool with it. Put as much talent out there as you can to be available for Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett, or, you gotta say it, Mason Rudolph. Whoever the quarterback is going to be this season and the next 2 seasons, or 3 seasons while Diontae Johnson is there, I'm cool with keeping all of that talent around the quarterback. All right, so those are just my thoughts, man. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. I know some of you are going to love it. I know some of you are going to hate it, but I just ask that you just, don't be so vulgar in the comments. You can give your displeasure, but just don't be so crazy. And I'll be happy to read and comment and chop it up with you guys as well. But outside of that, man, that's going to take care of it for this particular video. If you haven't already, I'm going to remind you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you for coming through. Until next time, let me know what you think. Peace.